Bonjour, 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 and welcome to the Entrepreneur Summit. Guys, how do we have success? How do we continue to grow in this time of Zoom down, this time of fatigue? And this is what we're going to do today. Again, I'm Katia. You guys know me by now, but if by any chance you don't, I really help coaches, speakers, and entrepreneurs to make more money. And today, I don't want to spend really too much on me. I really want to spend some time with my amazing friend. So go ahead, tell us who you are, what you do, how do you help people, and what country are you coming from?
Well, I'm Dwania Peele from Canadian Small Business Women. I feel like I should say bonjour, bonjour.
I was not expecting you to do that.
I am representing Canada by way of Jamaica. I took 1 year of French in Jamaica when I was 10, and that was it.
They were like, no, you need to stop.
It's okay. You know, it's beautiful to hear. So bonjour is all I have to give. Well, what do I do? So I run Canadian Small Business Women. It's a company that we started 7 years ago for people who have a business idea and they don't know what the next step is. You know, you have that aha moment and it's like, what do I do now? How do I register a business? Do I need a business plan? How do I write a business plan? You know, all those questions. And what we do is we make sure that we have a resource hub for aspiring entrepreneurs so that they can live their dream.
Wow. Well, this is all about inspiring them. So why don't we just dive in? What are some of the things that you really could tell our audience on how to really survive this zoomed out, this, okay, I'm tired. Okay, I want to go back to normal. Okay, I don't know where to find leads. It's impossible to make profit right now. How do we conquer that into this Q4?
Well, the first thing we need to do is handle that fatigue component because I understand that. But what I try to do is I schedule all of my FaceTime moments, not FaceTime like the Apple product, but face-to-face moments on certain days of the week so that I don't feel like every day I have to be at 100% in front of a screen, because that's what it is. You have to be 100% so that the person on the other side, you know, can feel your energy. It's kind of like we're all actors right now. We're part of the Actors Guild because we have to get that emotion across the screen, right?
Right.
So I schedule things maybe 3 or 4 times a week, 3 preferably, where that's the day I'm doing all my meetings. All the other days, no face-to-face time, because that's your time to decompress. That's your time to focus on something else. And if you do feel like you're getting tired, just stop, because you want to give the best version of yourself. And if you're exhausted, you're not going to give it. Now, with that being said, we do have a lot of virtual things going on that can help you to meet other people. Networking still has to happen.
That's right.
You still have to network, because in the pre-2020 world, you went out, you introduced yourself to others at events, and you try to, you know, get to know people so that you can make that connection to get leads, right?
Right.
So you still have to do that in the virtual world. Go to networking events virtually. Schedule them, like I said, you know, on the days where you want to do the face-to-face time. Especially, I mean, as ladies, it does take a little bit extra time to get ready. So you don't want to have to go, oh gosh, I have to put product in my hair today, every day, right? We have to be kind to ourselves.
It is so true. I think lipstick has become probably one of the best tools, like lipsticks and glasses.
Yeah.
I think the two thing over Zoom, but I totally agree with you. I do the same. I mean, my face is not done every day. My hair is not, you know, pulled up that pretty every day. I mean, this is not the shirt that I wear when I'm just home and relax. And this is, but this is something that people don't realize, right? It's time management is so important. That way we don't get fatigued. Because like you said, when we are on, we are on. Yeah. And so let me ask you, how do you still give 100%? What do you do maybe before you get on a call to be able to show up, and for us and for me, for example, here at 100%.
Well, the one thing I know is everything I do is with intention. If I'm going to do something, I'm giving it my all. It makes no sense to your brand or to the other person's brand if you show up halfway. If you say you're going to do something, commit to it and commit to it 100%, because you had your time to rest and recoup. This is your time to work. So put in 100%. I don't have any before things, but one thing that I do find that can be helpful is sometimes you might need a little upbeat music while you're getting ready just to get you there. Yeah. But I'm pretty high spirited. So.
So having the music would take it like totally.
Yeah.
It's so true though. You have to find what works for you. And, no matter how many tips we give you, how many nuggets, it's what works for you. Music actually is a big part of me. And I actually do jumping jacks. I don't do many, but I just do 5. And my energy just suddenly, it's like, it's not about me. I felt like, okay, my body has moved from being sitting and those things. But the music, it's the same thing. I mean, we're jamming and we're like, yeah.
It gets you in the mood. And I know a lot of people, they have the power pose. You just power pose and get yourself psyched up and ready to go. Or just prepare whatever way, because sometimes there are people who might need to, practice what they're going to say so that they can feel more confident. But whatever you do, make sure that you're showing up 100%, because it's not only showing up for the person who's hosting you, but it's showing up for your brand.
Right. Who are you and how do you show up fully? Because if you don't show up fully to an event, how can people really believe then you're going to show up for them as clients, right?
Right.
So tell us, like right now, what is, I know your company is pretty successful, and how do you, in this time where people are like, I can't do it, how are you making sure then you continue to grow, you continue to get leads, and you continue to have profit in your company? What are some of the things that you have done who has pushed you through this, weird time we're in?
Well, for me personally, I'm very goal focused. So if I set a goal, there is nothing that's going to stop me from achieving it. Now, my example is at the beginning of the year when all this happened, I remember the date that where I live in Ontario, there was a state of emergency on March 16th. They said they are stopping everything. And, because the numbers were getting rampant. Rampant for us is different than rampant in the US. I mean, we're freaking out because we have like 1,000 cases. So, we had to really sit down and assess. And I said, look, I have events scheduled. What am I going to do? So we decided to go virtual, but we wanted to go virtual in a way that really worked for us. We wanted to still have the same components that we normally would have at our in-person events. So we searched far and wide and found something that worked for us so that we can still push forward. We also took this time and, we stepped back and we said, well, we're going virtual. We're going to save a lot of cost in terms of venue fee, food and beverage, things like that, printing, AV. Right. So what else are we going to do for the business that, we would have been putting time and money into one thing? How can we put it into something else that's going to benefit others? So we started developing more online tools because we knew that this is what everybody would want. I wasn't thinking this was going to last a month or two. I'm thinking this is something that I will use even when we're back into the quote unquote normal world. It's still going to be another arm of the business. Right. So we were thinking way ahead because we wanted it to succeed no matter what. Right. And I set my goal. Like I crush them. I don't play around with goals.
I think that's beautiful because I think all the people who have really said, you know what, this is something we had not think of to add into our business, but this is giving us a reach way outside than we never even thought was possible. Mm-hmm. So why would you go back and scaled back to a dinosaur time, when now you can add it on as such a, such a great component. But you would have not, and I would love for you to touch on that, you would have not been able to see that if you didn't look at your goals, where you're at and where you want to be, correct?
Correct. I mean, it was that, and it was in combination with my health issues. So I was still finishing up breast cancer treatment at the time. So I am high risk when it comes to, being exposed to COVID. So I knew that even if they opened up and said, oh, we only have a few cases, so you can still have events, I was not going to feel comfortable doing that.
Right.
So I had to sit and really make the decision that was right for me and was right for the business. Yes, it opened up a lot of doors. We were able to have international conferences where we normally wouldn't be able to do that.
Right. This is I think that's the beauty of it. We have found, if you can look at the silver lining into what COVID has brought us into businesses, it can be actually something who's not a great thing, something who's not a good thing to happen, but how can we find a way to look at it and say, well, you know what, I would have never done that, and let me go on. The one thing that I would love for you to share with us is, where are your leads coming from right now?
Oh, well, what we have done since the beginning of this year is we have tried to poll everyone who's attended our events to see, hey, how did you find out about us? Was it LinkedIn? Was it our email list? Was it Instagram? Was it Facebook? Just so that we know where we can focus all our efforts. Mm-hmm. And we have noticed that a majority of our attendees, they come from Instagram. Mm-hmm. So we know that when it comes to attendees, we focus on Instagram, and we also do incorporate Facebook. But I still do pick up the phone, as much as I don't like to. I still do pick up the phone and make calls. I still do send out emails to particular contacts that I might see, pop up in a feed somewhere. Because if it's popping up in the feed of my Facebook or my Instagram, it's because it's something that I'm interested in. So I follow up on it.
That's right. So one very important component then you just mentioned is you surveyed the people who came to your conference to see where they came from. Mm-hmm. This is such a missed opportunity when we don't do that. Yeah. And I actually just posted yesterday on my wall. Again, I do this like pretty much every 2 weeks. Hey, if you're an entrepreneur, a coach, a speaker, would love to survey you. 15 minutes, I'll give you a gift. I've had and people love to give opinion. They really want to give you feedback. They're like, oh, I know, I have the answer. Guys, this is like pure messaging. This is pure feedback of what they need, what they want. And you were able to cater right to the answer of the survey, saying, wow, we need to focus there. So what did that make you do on Instagram? Did you focus on, pushing maybe on some ads or anything like that?
Yes. So it made us, when we make our calendar every month for social media, it's a vast calendar because we have email, Facebook page, Facebook group, LinkedIn page, LinkedIn group, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. That's 8. Okay. Yeah. But what we make sure of is that we are posting daily on Instagram, because we know that's where we're getting the engagement and that's where people are seeing us. And when it's time for our events, we do advertising on Instagram for sure.
What So consistency is important, you would say?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. You have to show up for your people.
Yeah. What do you feel is the right now the big lack of, the entrepreneurs who are not doing well? What do you feel like they're not doing, or they're lacking, or compared to the one who are successful?
I think sometimes definitely consistency is one of them, but I think a lot of times is we might try to take the easy way out. So just because I'm posting on Instagram doesn't mean I'm not DMing companies, doesn't mean I'm not emailing companies, doesn't mean I'm not making phone calls. We still have to do a lot of that legwork in order to get somewhere. So it's not just about posting. There's still a lot of background that has to get done. And I think a lot of times too, you see what other people are doing at the surface, but you're not realizing how much more work they've put in behind the event or behind, whatever it is they're doing to get those leads, or even putting ourselves out there. Right now, this is the time where everyone, is watching a video of someone saying something, teaching them something. Put yourself out there. People want to know that you're an expert. People want to hear from you.
Right. And on top of that, if then people are zoomed out, if then people are tired, then half of them are not doing this anymore. They had the stamina, right, to do it at the beginning, but it's really, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yep. And that's true, because at the beginning, I remember seeing so many people doing so many speaking gigs, and I wasn't doing anything because, one, I was still exhausted from radiation. I wasn't in the mood. And two, I was very focused on making a plan for the rest of the year at the beginning. So now my plan is made. I already know everything that's happening for the rest of the year. I mean, I'm doing 2 or 3 speaking engagements a week.
That's right. And that's the beauty of it, is if you stick it out, guys, people will see you everywhere. And this is what you need to do. You need to push through. You need to go for that extra mile. You need to go for that last mile. You can't give up. Like literally 3 months before the end of the year, I hear people were so focused on 2021, their goal for 2021. They're still 3 months into this year, right?
Yeah, there's still a lot of time to make a huge profit. I mean, think about it. US Thanksgiving is coming
Black Friday, bam.
Yeah, I know, Black Friday. Find a way to do some kind of cyber deal. And the best thing you can do if you are selling a product right now is to have free shipping.
That's right.
People will love you for free shipping. Right. And then Christmas, make sure you clearly state your return policy. Have free shipping for sure. But if you clearly state everything, I mean, you're golden. You can make so much before 2021. Start planning for 2021, yes, but don't count out 2020.
That's right. I love that. Are you still doing as many conferences? Talk to us about what are your plans until the rest of the year?
Well, for the rest of the year, we have one Young Entrepreneurs Pitch Conference that's coming up on November 21st.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so it's going to be cool. Everyone can attend, but the pitchers are only ages 19 to 45. And we're announcing our semifinalists today, actually. Yes, today. Oh. And we have speaker slots, vendor slots, speed networking. Mm-hmm. And then we have a workshop in December that's actually going to help you create your marketing plan for 2021. You see, it's in December.
Wow. But that it shows it's in December for 2021. Like you don't start planning, like 2021 and then say, okay, I'm going to do this and then stop doing in 2020. This is, this is gold, what you're giving us.
One more thing, actually, I keep not mentioning it. Yeah. We have our second book coming out in December. So,
well, tell us about that.
So our first book we did, I always have a copy here, was The Power Within. It's inspiring stories of female immigrant entrepreneurs, and that features 5 women. Now our next book will feature 4 entrepreneurs. They aren't immigrants, they're just entrepreneurs who reside in Canada, and they're going to share their story, their challenges, their journey. So yeah, we're putting that out in December.
This is a perfect time we had all this time to really, we always complain right? But this is true. Time is the one thing that most entrepreneurs complain. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. We had plenty of time. It was given to us on a platter, and we did the same thing. I have a copy of mine, and
this is a dance. I like it.
Yes, and book number 2 is getting, is well on the way. It's halfway too. I mean, you have to take these opportunities to grow and to thrive. And I love then you mentioning that. If you had to leave us with one thing before I ask you if you have anything, for the audience to give them, what would be that one thing?
To not count yourself out. A lot of times we, throw our hands up and go, you know what, I tried, but you probably didn't try hard enough.
Love this. So where can we find you? What kind of things, do you have anything to give, to our audience? That's where they can connect with you, or maybe one of your conferences. Come and talk to us. Give us the deal.
Well, I am Canadian Small Business Women everywhere. So you can go to our website, Canadian Small Business Women. Instagram, Canadian Small Business Women. So everywhere, LinkedIn, all of the socials. You can email us at info@canadiansmallbusinesswomen.ca. And yeah, like I mentioned, we have a conference coming up. It is very inexpensive to attend. It's 15 Canadian dollars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's great because you're getting 4 workshops. We have a government info panel. We have speed networking. We have virtual vendors. Wow. We have it all. And it would be a great opportunity for you to just network and meet other people.
Right. And what in a way, what I love is when we go to these places and sometimes we have to pay a small fee, we really have more quality also of people, because this is people who are investing in themselves, and we need to make sure that we attend at least a couple of those during the year. That way it's not just free and the same people who are doing this. So Joanna, thank you so much. So much for your time, for showing up fully and 100% for us. And I'm just so grateful that the audience got to hear what you had to say. And I'm very, very grateful to have you on this summit. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Katia. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Au revoir, guys.
Au revoir.
Yeah, you go. I knew she was going to do it. I love it. Bye.